The truth is, I don't think Facebook actually hates homesteaders, and here's why. Callie, Finn, come on. I see something over there. Looks like one of the bullets started laying. Cool. So what exactly is going on with the whole Facebook thing? Well, if you're a firearms enthusiast, this is going to sound pretty familiar to you. It's actually been going on with the firearms community for the last few years. First thing that happened was posts started getting deleted. These posts were usually posts of people that were offering an animal for sale, whether it was a rehoming for a chicken or a dog or a cat or a pig or anything, really. If you were offering to rehome or sell an animal, that post was taken down. And it's pretty straightforward. Facebook has a no animal sales policy, unless you're a business or a farm, which is what the posts were being taken down under. And then what people started doing was they started circumventing the Facebook policy, essentially by either putting, a rooster up for consideration, quote unquote, or just posting a bunch of piglets and saying, hey, check out these pigs, info in comments, and then they would put info about the pigs in the comments down below. And Facebook eventually caught wise to that as well, and it got to the point where even though groups were saying no animal sales allowed in the rules, people were still posting them for sale, and groups started to get shut down. This morning, a particular group, Homesteaders in New England, was shut down, and it had over 20,000 members in it. Beyond the fact that it had a lot of members, it had tons of info that right now is gone. It can't be referenced, which is a huge bummer to a lot of people in the homesteading community, myself included. They know when the bull comes out that they're getting something good. And a lot of people are claiming that this is new or shocking to them, and as somebody that's a member of the firearms community as well as the homesteading community, I have to say it's not really surprising or shocking to me. It's totally legal for somebody to sell a firearm to somebody locally, depending on your state. However, Facebook has taken a stance that they don't allow person-to-person firearm sales. If you have a firearm shop, it's perfectly legal to do so, and Facebook will allow your post to stay. But Facebook's had the no person-to-person animal sales rule for a while, and I understand their ruling on it. It's to prevent things like puppy mills and inhumane living conditions for animals that are being raised specifically just to breed. So I get why Facebook has the rule in place. I don't necessarily agree with it because it's not going to stop those practices anyway. But Facebook has had these rules in place for a long time, and people have been in blatant disregard for it, especially the last year or so. So when Homesteaders of New England disappeared this morning, granted the admins and the mods there did have rules against it, but people were doing it anyway, and I wasn't really surprised when I saw that group was deleted, unfortunately. Pretty much everyone in America, if not everyone in America, has Craigslist, where it's totally fine to sell animals, and there's no problems against it. Craigslist doesn't have any issues. There's MeWe, which is another social platform that's gaining a lot of traction. It's a lot like Facebook, except that they've kind of made the stance that they won't ever sell your info, and it's a lot more private than Facebook is, and they have shown so far that they're pretty helpful to the homestead community, the firearms community as well, which has kind of been the litmus test for the last few years to see what kind of pans out there. By and large, on MeWe, if it's legal in your area, then it's legal to conduct that business on MeWe. There are other options out there. The other choice that people have is just not to use Facebook for selling their animals. I mean, really, that's the only thing that Facebook doesn't allow. If you're talking about butchering animals, if you're talking about how to raise them for meat, if you're talking about how to raise a garden, there are no problems on Facebook. They don't have any issues with that. So unfortunately, in this case, I feel like homesteaders are the ones that did this to ourselves, and it's not necessarily a problem with Facebook itself. And there's probably going to be some people out there that think I'm sticking up for Facebook or taking their side on the issue. And I'm really not. I disagree with Facebook on a lot of different things. But I just kind of feel like if you're breaking the rules intentionally and you get caught breaking the rules, you got to own up to it. Check out the Swiss chard. Still going crazy. I know that for a couple of the groups, they've started an appeals process to see if they can get the group back from Facebook. I know that's taken pretty long in the past with some firearms groups that I've been members of in the past, upwards of a year. But they have come back with all the info that's been attached. So we'll see what happens with that. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments down below. I'd be really interested to hear what your take on the whole issue is. Thanks for watching. Bye.